Hey guys, Thogden here, and welcome back to our final video in Qatar. I'm gutted we're flying back to London tonight.
I'm so sad to be leaving this lovely country.
20,000 likes! Do you know why? Because if you've enjoyed the last month of content, smash it. Show your appreciation. We are going to build our team of the tournament. But what are we going to do, Thogdad, to make it more difficult?
We're going to do a draft thing, so we're going to toss a coin at the start, and whoever wins it can pick the position.
And then the other person can't use them.
Theo, I'm not starting yet. You know why?
Why? Why not?
Because everyone should be subscribing. There's somebody there who's not subscribed.
You haven't subscribed, you mug.
She hasn't.
Oh, now she has. Yeah, thank you. All right, coin toss time.
Oh my goodness.
Coin toss time. Tails always fails. So I'm going heads.
Heads for Theo, right? Here we go.
Here we go. The coin toss. The flip.
It's a tails. And because of that,
Thogdad gets his first pick.
I'm going to go straight in with the right winger. You know what I'm going to say? I'm going to pick a player, an absolute beast of a player. He's not very tall, Theo, but Bukayo Saka is my right winger. 4 games, 3 goals. I thought he was absolutely magnificent. Theo.
Mug! What are you doing, Thogdad?
Who should I have picked?
You've actually picked Bukayo Saka.
Bukayo Saka.
Why?
Because my Christmas present to you is...
What is going on?
Who's your right wing pick?
My right wing pick is Leo. Leo. You've had a shocker. I got second best pick, and I'm taking Messi.
Oh, that's how much I love you, Theo.
What is going on? I'm gonna smash you. Team Thogden has already got the best team by far. I know you're joking about picking Saka, but the guy got about 3 contributions. Got the penalty which allowed England to get back into that match. When they subbed him off, French media was saying how Bukayo Saka was destroying Theo Hernandez.
He was man of the match against Iran, Senegal and France. A truly superb young player, Theo. We've got 4 or 5 players like that.
That Argentina team without Messi was nowhere near to winning a World Cup, right?
And I know you get a bit of stick for loving Messi, but the truth is, Theo, you're 21 years old and your complete life, since you were a kid, you've supported this guy. What he did during this tournament, Theo, he rewrote history.
I don't get why anyone could give someone stick for just supporting a player. I've supported this guy at Barcelona in the El Clasico days. It made me actually prefer Barca and Real Madrid as a child, but then I just realised it's just Messi. I've been a supporter of Leo Messi as a player over everybody else since I was a baby, and that sticks with you. It's like with Bolton, as a baby, I've been a club supporter of Bolton. That sticks with you as well. Those things, when it comes down to seeing their greatest moment inside the stadium at 35, I almost shed a tear. Dad, I'll shake your hand. Yeah. Thank you for letting me. Who's your pick now?
Well, no, the thing about Messi, Theo, we've got to talk more about him, because watching him in the flesh over 7 games, it's like watching a magician. Every single pass, Theo, is inch perfect. It's incredible. It's one of the joys of my life, Theo, over the last 4 weeks to watch Lionel Messi in the flesh. And what he does with a football is sensational. I will do a naughty one here. I'll go left wing, Theo. And I have to talk about Kylian Mbappe, don't I, Theo?
See, you knew we were being clever here. You picked Saka because you knew you could take Mbappe after I take Messi.
Well, 8 goals, Theo. He got the golden boot, 2 assists. That player, the way he dragged France back into that final, astonishing.
No one has scored a hat-trick at a World Cup final since, Jeff Hurst?
Jeff Hurst in 66.
That's unbelievable. Since 66, no one's done that. And he casually did that, and his team still got knocked out. That shows you how one-sided that France team was.
But that second goal, the way he volleyed it, as if he's on a training pitch. It's the World Cup final. Volley the ball.
He didn't feel pressure because he was in the 2018 one. And he also scored a brace in that. Kylian Mbappe is going step to step, and I think it's a great option. Golden boot winner, so fair play, Thogdad.
So, Theo, I've chosen Mbappe. Who is your left winger?
Di Maria.
Yes.
He didn't play enough games, but he turned up when it had to be. In that World Cup final, scoring the goal and getting the assist by creating the penalty for Messi, he won them that game. If Di Maria didn't do what he did, France would have won.
If you look at my notes there, I've written down Angel Di Maria.
As your backup.
It doesn't matter what he did in the other games, and he was average, he was consistent in the other games. That's 60 minutes in a World Cup final.
He was there to clutch up when Argentina needed it. When they lost to Saudi Arabia, he turned it round with the Mexico result. When they needed it in the final, he turned up with the goals and assists. He made Koundé look like a right mug. I'm going to go left back. And I'm going to take Theo Hernandez because he's by far the best left back at the World Cup. And
Not against England. He was poor against us.
He learnt from Saka, which they won anyway. He became a solid left back under Didier Deschamps. When given the shot, you turn up. And he did just that for France to get them all the way to the final. And if Kolo Muani just finished his dinner against Emi Martinez at the end, they'd be World Cup winners. And we'd be saying Theo Hernandez deserves more respect.
You know who I've gone for? Portuguese Theo, Rafael Guerreiro.
Yeah.
Now, he got 2 assists and 1 goal in the tournament. I thought he was absolutely magnificent in that game against Switzerland.
I think you could have gone with Acuna for Argentina.
I could.
He was a grafter, but he got so many yellows. I think he got suspended for one of the games. But I agree that a great pick is Guerreiro, but just he's not on the level of Theo Hernandez, so I think I've won that pick.
Goalkeeper, and it has to be Dominik Livakovic of Croatia, Theo. 27 years old, Theo, only worth about 10 million euros, but I thought he was fantastic. He had the most saves in the tournament with 25.
I think you've had a shocker. I don't know why, but Croatians don't rate him, and it's because of the ball at his feet. The best goalkeeper at the World Cup is on another level, and that is Emi Martinez, because he made the most important save at World Cup final.
Yeah.
Respect to Bono, by the way. Bono's been incredible this tournament, and it's very unlucky that there's been 3 really good keepers. But if we're talking one goalkeeper that we have to give respect to, it's Emi Martinez.
I think by that definition, Theo, you could pick the whole Argentina team and say, well, they won.
No, but
I don't think Emi Martinez was that good until the final.
But he made the most important save in the whole tournament.
And I get that, but Theo, for me, Bono of Morocco would have been the standout number 2.
Also, it's very big from you saying that Emi Martinez was average till the final, considering he saved them in 2 penalty shootouts.
Yeah, no, fair point. If you're going on penalty shootouts,
and in that Australia game, Karanguol, when he was clean through, he made a match-winning save there as well. Yeah. And when he won the goalkeeper award, he put it on his nuts and did a funny dance in front of the Emir, which was a bit of a shocker.
Which is funny, but Livakovic
probably crossed the line there. But can we respect Bono? Because you could have picked 3. I don't know why you've come to the goalkeeper position. I think I'm going to have to go to right back, and I've gone for Ashraf Hakimi.
Yes.
The Moroccan. And I had to pick more Moroccans in this team. They made it to the Final Four. They made Africa and all the Arabic countries proud. When they played a 4 or a 5 back, it doesn't matter. The way he played under Regragui, when they got the ball on the right side, he linked up with Amrabat and Ziyech, and it was just fluid football. He was attacking, he was defensive. He was key. Every time he got them out of difficult positions.
Juranovic, Theo, the Celtic right back. I thought he was brilliant. A little bit exposed against Argentina, but before that, he's just a name. Okay, if you're a Celtic fan, you know him.
But he pocketed Vinny Jr. and Neymar against Brazil.
That is what the World Cup is all about, Theo. You learn the names of these players. And I realise I can name 11 players from Morocco, 11 from Croatia. 5 weeks ago, I'd name, 3 or 4?
8 or 9 from Japan that we like.
Yeah, I know.
It's just insane.
I'm going to go straight into the centre-back positions, Theo.
I know you do it.
I'm going to go for Josko Gvardiol, Theo. 37 clearances he made. He's the man in the mass. 20 years old, Theo. Plays for RB Leipzig. And he's being looked at by Chelsea, by Man City. He was an absolute rock. By far the best centre-back.
Gvardiol got rinsed by Messi, but he was also one of the best young players. Yeah. Got the goal to get them 3rd place. And he wasn't in the 2018 World Cup team. He's taken Vida's role so well because he's smashed it until he faced Messi, and then that happened. But you're playing against the best footballer in the world, are you? I'm going to say Otamendi. 35 years old. I've got so many Argentinians. I think that's the 4th Argentinian I've picked. But how can you be 35? You're a wind-up merchant. You're annoying the Dutch players. You're in everyone's face, but you're still smashing it for nation, and you've won yourself a World Cup. He deserves a lot of respect.
He does, Theo. I agree with that. But I'm going to go with someone different. I'm going to go for Ibrahima Konate, Theo.
Dad!
The Liverpool man for France. Yes, now he only played 5 of the 7 games.
Okay, off the bench for a few of them. I think he started 3. There's better options out there for centre-back. We're talking about team of the tournament, Dad.
Well, let's see who you've gone for, Theo.
My second centre-back pick is Romain Saïs, the beast of Morocco. Held it down. Was he in your notes?
Though, didn't he, Theo?
Dad, he came off early for 1 game, which they lost.
Yeah.
And in the run-up, he was key to controlling and leading that back line against Spain, Portugal, Belgium. Do you get what I'm saying now? Smashing Canada. Come on, Dad. He should have been in there. No African nation's ever done that. He ran the back line. They had one of the best defences, and you haven't picked a Moroccan at the back. I'll go centre mid, because I've got the centre mid in mind, who I think is needed in my team. It's Antoine Griezmann, a king of the World Cups. The way they run him at a club level is a disgrace, because the guy is world class. He carried France to win the World Cup in 2018. And once again, we're seeing in 2022 how important he is to the team. In the final, he could have done more. But coming up to it, the amount of big chances he created, especially to unleash Mbappe, it's a mad link-up. And I think he deserves to be my first centre-mid spot. What about you?
Oh, he was my first choice as well, Theo. I thought his consistency was incredible. Yeah. And in my head, I can't decide between 2 names, but I'm going to go with Bruno Fernandes. I'm just going to be different here. 5 goal contributions from 4 games. Now, I know Portugal went out early. It was not his fault. 2 goals and 3 assists. I thought he was superb.
Yeah, and great stats. And the worst thing is, he was being disrespected, and he got a lot of contributions very quietly. You almost feel like Portugal don't deserve Bruno Fernandes.
Portugal at the World Cup became a soap opera. It was all about one man. Not even going to name that man. Whereas we should have been focusing on some really good performances. Bruno Fernandes was excellent.
You want to get second CM?
Let's get it done, yes.
Well, then I'm going to go for Enzo Fernandez, the young player of the year. I know my team is very Argentinian.
You've just chosen the whole Argentina team, haven't you?
I said live on Sky Sports on day one of the tournament, when he wasn't even in the 11, that he'd be the player of the tournament. But he was the young player of the tournament. And he got into that team. He broke in, especially after his screamer against Mexico outside of the box to help them win that game. That game was crucial to turn around their form. Argentina won the World Cup isn't just thanks to Messi, it's thanks to Enzo. Yes. Because his energy in midfield is the same reason he topped the Champions League group with Benfica. He was the final piece to that puzzle. I don't think Argentina would have won the World Cup without him.
That allows me, Theo, to mention one of two names, either Jude Bellingham or Luka Modric. And if I go for Bellingham, who I thought was superb in a couple of games, I'll be accused of England bias. So I'm going to say Luka Modric as my second pick. I thought once again he was excellent. Yeah. In his mid-30s.
I think for Modric, especially with him being his last World Cup game ever, I think we've got to give respect to the legends. He won them third place. They were celebrating that. They got something to cheer about.
I'm going to pick a defensive midfielder. That comes next. And I know you're going to agree on this. Sofian Amrabat, Theo. The Fiorentina player, the Morocco player, worth about 10 million quid. I thought from day one, we pointed him out, didn't we? Yeah. And we said, that bold fella, who is he? What's his name? Who does he play for? And we watched him throughout that tournament. Brilliant.
Amrabat is astonishing. Everything he came up against, he decided to become a beast. But it only leaves me with one option at DM. And it's the man that made N'Golo Kante not needed in the French national team. Tchouaméni deserves that DM role. Yeah. And I know my team is becoming very Argentina and France with a couple Romain Saiz names, but you've got to give them more respect. They were the guys that held them and helped them get to the final. Tchouaméni is a ball-winning midfielder. He's someone who scored against England outside of the box to knock us out. As much as that hurts me wearing the England shirt and seeing us go out, and he's one of the best holding mids in the world, repping Real Madrid. My wingers are both Argentina. Yeah. So I'm going to pick and give respect to Olivier Giroud. At his age, to be doing it at World Cup, he scored the header to knock England out, he knocked Morocco out, and now they're in a final, and he got taken off early, and he was gutted. There were times, I'll be honest, when Griezmann put that set piece in, do you remember we were watching it? We're thinking, now it's time for Giroud. Didier Deschamps, in all fairness, got his tactics right, spot on. But you do wonder how that game would have panned out if Giroud was there. Maybe if he had that Kolo Muani chance at the end.
36 years old, and he still looks superb. Absolutely
fantastic. It's a joke that he's still doing it.
So I can go for Julian Alvarez, Theo, the Argentinian striker. He got 4 goals. He was good, wasn't he? And he's one for the future.
Pep's like, oh my God, who do I play? Erling Haaland or Julian Alvarez at striker?
I think we know the answer to that one.
Yeah, but you can't just bench Julian Alvarez after running it with Messi. You got to find a way of going 4-4-2 with Haaland and Alvarez up top like he did with Messi. Do you not think you can adapt your role?
That is a
2 left-footed kings.
But you know what, Theo? Talking of managers, we need to pick a manager.
Oh, we're not. Well, first of all, we need 30,000 likes, don't we? Yeah, if we get 30,000, then I'll make Thogdad bleach his hair. That's the deal, yeah?
Okay, 30,000.
Yeah, it won't happen. He'll bleach his hair. Smash the like button now! My manager, who I think changed them the most, and I've got to give respect. I'm not going to give it to the Argentina manager because most of my players are Argentinian. Yeah. So I'm going to say Walid Regragui, because no one thought Morocco would make the Final Four coming into this World Cup. They were the underdogs. They were the dark horse of this tournament. And he got his tactics spot on to beat 3 big hitters in FIFA rankings. They had no chance. The odds, they didn't believe in him.
That is a very good pick, Theo. But you know what? France, we've not mentioned Paul Pogba. We've not mentioned N'Golo Kante because they weren't there through injury. Didier Deschamps, who won this tournament 4 years ago, had to have a rejig, didn't he? Tchouaméni came in, Rabiot came in, and France were a kick away from winning the World Cup.
Do you know what?
Didier Deschamps.
That's a really good point. And the way they changed around that game in the final, Dad, when they were 2-0 down, Camavinga at left back, I was like, what are you doing? Deschamps is actually underrated. And I know Argentina manager should win this. Don't get me wrong. But we've given enough respect to Argentina now. All I'll say is in 18 months, we're going to be sitting down a team of the tournament at Euro 2026 in Germany. Gareth Southgate for bringing it home, finally winning a Euros. We're flying back to England now. I need to get some rest. It's been an amazing trip, hasn't it?
Yeah, I can see the taxis here. See you, Theo.
Oh, he's off. Bye-bye.